Using some sneaky little tricks, this is the first time a smartwatch has helped me lose weight, track my sleeping patterns properly, keep a disciplined workout routine, and I can open up my front gate with it. The Galaxy Watch 8 isn't all roses though. It's got some new features that just don't work and what I consider some downgrades. I've had the Watch 8 for about 2 months now, upgraded from the Galaxy Watch 6. It's been a big jump in my experience, and there are a few reasons for that. Firstly, for me, it's a 2-generation jump, right? I skipped the Watch 7. Secondly, I went from the 40mm to the 44mm form factor. The last time I had a 44mm was the Watch 3, which was extremely bulky. That motivated me to go for a smaller form factor. But because the Watch 8 is so light and so much flatter, it feels so much nicer on my wrist. And the 44mm face makes the watch more useful than I ever thought. There's so much more useful data that I feel that I can now access with that bigger screen and bigger real estate, even with the smaller interactive complications. And the new Watch UI really makes use of this with a now bar-like experience on the watch face, where you can juggle between what's happening with different apps at the same time from the main watch screen. The larger size also means that I've been using it to take remote shots with my phone as a viewfinder, which is pretty awesome. I now wish Samsung would add more granular camera options, like you can only toggle between video and photo mode, but there's so many different kinds of photo modes and video modes. Like this would be awesome for single take shots, for instance, and could act like a photo booth with your friends. The size change has given the form factor a bizarre squarish round hybrid appearance. At first I hated it because one of my favorite parts of Samsung watches is that they actually look like real watches, and you can get away with wearing it out like on a night out without looking like a tech bro. What made this easier in older Samsung watches was that Samsung used the traditional watch connectors, which they've since retired now and are now using these brand new snap-on ones. They're nice connectors, I guess, but this really limits the watch to their straps. I like the ability to swap out to a quote-unquote real watch strap to match an outfit that I was wearing, for instance. Now we're limited to straps that have Samsung's proprietary clips. This makes straps more expensive and limits the designs available to you. So if you don't like any of the ones available, good luck. That gripe aside, I've gotten used to the look and it feels like a round watch, so that's cool. Now Samsung, if you're listening to this, please make a gold variant other than this black and silver. I'd appreciate that, thank you. Another gripe is that it doesn't seem to work with reverse wireless charging, aka power share, on my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. I have no idea why this was removed, because you can charge the watch on older wireless chargers, so it doesn't look like the specs internally have changed. That's older wireless watch chargers. I'm also struggling to get it to work on other Qi 2 chargers. And most frustratingly, it starts charging for a split second and then it brings up an error, which is puzzling. Like it's working, right? But it decides not to. I really like this feature because when I traveled up country for work for a day or two, I didn't have to bring in an extra charger for the watch to give it a top up. I just used my phone. This is the first watch I can sleep with. I hate sleeping with a watch on my wrist, but the bigger, flatter surface area makes this possible. It's still a bit annoying and I wish I had the ring, but this is the best that it's ever been. And because I'm finding the battery life is much better than my Watch 6 and it charges a lot quicker, I'm not worried about sleeping with it on and not having to charge it overnight for a run the following day. It only needs like an hour or so on the cradle and it's good to go. And I have some real stats on my sleeping habits, which I really struggled to log before. On the software front, I can still open my front gate with my SmartThings widget. I can still download playlists from Spotify or audiobooks from Audible and connect my earbuds to them. So it's still excellent on the software front. If you want to know how I use my watch, you can check out my Watch 6 review on the channel. My favorite software addition, however, is the new AI running coach that's in beta. It's brilliant. I want to do a whole video just on how awesome this thing is. My current level of improved fitness is largely due to this really motivating workout system. How it works is really simple. The running coach sends you out on your first run to measure a few things like your resting heart rate, your endurance, your peak heart rate, and after it's got an idea of what you're capable of, it'll put you into a level system ranging from level 1 to level 10. Every level is a 4-week course that gives you a manageable variety of running tasks that help you achieve the goal of that level. I got it at level 5, so my goal is to run 10 kilometers in under an hour and 8 minutes. Level 6 is 15 kilometers in under 1 hour and 42 minutes, and if you get to level 10, the goal is a marathon of 42.19 kilometers in under 4 hours and 48 minutes. So theoretically, if I manage to achieve all the tasks without injury or delays, I could be training for a marathon in 6 months' time. That's bonkers. My favorite part about this training regime is that it motivates you with running, not some ancillary benefit like a free smoothie from your medical insurance or something. And you don't need to go to the gym. It's just you in the open road. I really hope that they bring this kind of thinking to other training formats like weightlifting or cycling on Samsung Health. It's awesome. Lastly, they've got a new sensor that measures your antioxidant levels, which I think is a great concept, but I don't think that it's working right now. I know that it's in beta, but it's not working at all. I say that as somebody who proactively consumes as many antioxidant-rich foods as I can. I eat carrots, oranges, pomegranate juice, and it doesn't push the needle whatsoever in the readings. It could be a couple of things. It could be that it's broken entirely, but it could also be that my finger is giving bad readings. I'm not really putting it down on the sensor correctly. Or am I consuming some oxidant-rich foods in my diet that's mitigating the benefits of the antioxidant-rich foods? I don't know, and the watch isn't really prompting me with any information on that. I'd really love to hear from a professional in this matter, to be honest. And because it's in beta, it could simply be fixed in a software update, but right now, I wouldn't get a Watch 8 for this feature specifically. On the whole, I love it. It's a much better form factor. It's helped me achieve actual fitness goals, got me to track my sleep properly for the first time, and it feels light and usable, unlike, some of those chunkier Garmins.